This is day 12 of Alteryx, and we are going to look into organizing a workflow topic. So we have to first understand what is workflow and how we can organize those workflows, right? So for example, let's directly jump into the example. So here I have created one workflow which you can see um, that is having input data from different set of files, right? One is customer, one is transaction data, and here we can see the input as well, like preview of the data. Another thing, what I'm doing here, I'm bringing the data cleansing, which we have seen in our previous last couple of back sessions. So there we can see I have already explained what is data cleansing tool in my day 9, right? So data cleansing is basically you are removing or cleaning any kind of data which is not clean. So here you see there are nulls and all. So if I run the output, so how it will look like, right? So if I run till here, so this is like a complete workflow. Here you can see this is getting stored in some of the output file, right? And then here what I'm doing, like after cleaning the data, I'm joining these two tables, like customer and the transaction based on customer ID. Again, there is a select. This also I have explained in my previous session in day 6, like what is the use of select tool. So select tool is basically like if I have to select some of the columns from the data set. So suppose there are like 50 columns, but we don't need all those 50 columns. We need only 10 columns out of that or 20 columns out of that data set. So we will be selecting using this. Then here I have not explained this one, but again, I am just giving you one glance like what is this? This is a summarize tool. It is, you can find under favorite as well. You can find under this one in transform as well. We are going to look into this. So what basically it is doing, um, it is summarizing the data like by customer ID group, by customer ID sales, so total spend, customer ID count, so number of transactions. So this is like a output field name. If you see, this is the field, this is the action, this is the output field. You can add if you want to add anything. So you can just click on the drop down and we can add. Anyways, we are going to look into that. And also like on top of it, here some of the formulas I am using. So average spent, number of transaction, average spent, and taking the calculation. And also then I'm sorting the data by totally spent. Then again, like I'm selecting the records using this select records, like out of that, how many records we would like to see, and then storing the result into the customer. So if I am running this entire workflow, so it will read the data and it will create the output. So we can see here, like if I go here, here I can see the result, how it looks like, right? So here we can see the customer ID, the number of transaction, the total spend, the average spend, everything is coming here. So now here you see this is like a very clean data right now, right? And if you see the metadata of this output, so that is also reflecting. But here also you can click, here also we can click, and we can check the metadata of each component as well. So this is one of the major objective, like if I want to see what all the formulas has been used, what all the columns has been calculated, or the operations are getting performed under that particular component. So how we can check that under metadata. Data here you can see still there are a lot of nulls. Then here you can see under the group. So after running the workflow, we can check the output, like what was the input and what is the output now, right? So here you see here after here we are getting almost like 2,700 and 2,678 records. Right? This is input one and this is input two. Then again, I am joining those. And after joining, what I am getting, I got the customer ID and I selected some of the records here, which is showing store number, first name. We had a lot of columns, but we got only those columns which are required. Again, what we are doing, we are grouping those. Maybe there will be a customer ID which is coming multiple times. We want to see the number of transactions for each customer ID. Like this customer has uh, purchased that product how many times, or how many transactions this customer has performed, right? So that we can also check here. And the total spend. So total spend here we are calculating the total spend and average spend. And then again, like here we are giving some of the select record option again to select the record based on the number of 1 to 10. So select the range if I want 1 to 100. So if I will run this workflow, so it will give me the output of the same. So here it is giving me right now like the error. But if I just give 100 and let's run the workflow, let's see. So here you see the 100 records are populating. So out of the total, we are getting the 100 records. This is going to, we are going to see how to use this select record and what is the difference of this select and what is the difference of this select. So this select will select only the columns, and this select will help you like out of, for example, you are working on a million of rows where we have a very large data set like 20 million, 30 million of rows. But yes, obviously we won't be looking the 20 million record, right? After performing the operation. So we'll be cross-checking like if you are working into ETL operations. So we'll be just checking those 100 records or top 10, some sample records to just to cross-check and validate like whether our results or the transactions, or you can say like the operations which we are performing, that is correct or not. That is the only objective, right? To understand. And then like we'll be storing those data either into Excel file, or here now it is giving error because already the file is stored. So either you are storing that data or ingesting that data to a SQL server. So how to organize the workflow, like we need to write it down. So whenever we are going to perform any of or create any workflow, so for example, what is the requirement? First thing, the data. Do we need to clean the data? Yes. This is the best practice to use this data cleansing component to clean the entire data. So you have an input one and input two. So you don't have any issue with your data, right? Before that also you can check 2816 record here and 9426. But after cleaning the data, you see this is having only 2670. So this is also best practice, but you should know the in and out about your data. Like whether do I need to clean it or should I keep it? Because if you are cleaning, you might be losing the record as well. So that is also we need to think about. Then joining, if we have to join the tables. So basically, when we are working in a project, obviously, so we don't work, I mean, most of the joins and all. When we are doing some production kind of project, we are not working. Our job is to bring this data, report this data, create a macro and all, and load this data, create a report as well. And also like parsing, yes, that is getting used in every project. And apart from that, selecting all the columns that will not use, summarize, yes, this we are definitely using to count the records or weighted average, and mostly the, you can say all these things, and any predictive modeling or anything we are doing, so that we are doing it. But we don't clean like too much of data because the data gets stored in the SQL server. So whatever the record we got, we have to ingest. So obviously we are performing incremental load or daily load. So we are running the macro. So whatever the new record will be there, that will get updated instead of the old record. So while creating the workflow, but this is how you organize your workflow. The idea of the session is to understand like how we can organize our workflow in such a way so that our project should run smoothly, or the entire flow should run smoothly. There should not be like, okay, what you are doing, first you are joining, then you are cleaning the data, then there is no point. But cleaning the data before joining, that makes sense, and you are cleaning only one data. but here you are joining. So if I want to clean the data, I can here bring one more component of data cleaning, and I can clean this table as well. And here I am doing the join operation. So if you see left to right and right to unjoin. So here you see like what all the operations are performed. Like is it left join, right join, from right whatever you need. So here we have selected right, and based on that we are just on top of it again we are selecting the number of columns which is required, aggregating the data like group by count and sum. That is why you can add max if you want here. So maximum you can take the uh, let's say like max, and here you can change this one to max sales, right? And here we can change this to, so if we are performing sum, let me see. So let me, you can take the maximum customer ID also. So I will add it just, and we can run the workflow again. So here in the output, we can see like whether the customer ID maximum it is showing. So for each row now it will be showing. Anyways, but this is not required, but I'm just giving you one example, like what we can do, right? So here, if I am adding any new thing, so for example, if I have to add anything new, so these are the operations I'm getting, right? So we can use out of, I think we can use only once this sum, or like under this sum, we have a group by maximum. All these things are there. But I think we can use it, all this finance or numeric. I don't know why it is not taking, maybe because of the data type. So that could be the issue. But yes, we can use it. So this is about like how we can organize the workflow when we are working. So this project is basically like to top 10 customers. So trying to find out like what are the top 10. So anyways, for the top 10, we have used it. So that's why here we are giving the range. Now, if I'm running it, it will again give. Here you can see like how many records it is coming. This is the number of record. So here it will show you like top 10 records are here, right? So that's how you organize the workflow in Alteryx. So organizing a workflow means like how to set up what all the components we are using, which one we have to use first, which one we have to use the next. That is very, very important. So thank you very much for watching this, and stay tuned. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and share your feedback as well. Like what would you like to learn and understand in terms of Alteryx, or if there is any specific topic you are looking for, you can share with me. We'll look into that and help you guys. Thank you.